Boom! Alright, what is going on, guys? So in today's video we are going to be talking about the next champion coming to the game, which is the mutant himself, Bishop. So before we get into anything, guys, this is from the content creators program. Kabam puts the champion in my account to test around with for a little while, and then once the champion is actually out, they lift the champion from my account. I don't get to keep him. It's just temporary. Cannot use this champion in Alliance War, Alliance Quest, Arena, any area of the game that I wouldn't be able to beat like without the champion. But there's like nothing like that for me. But like, yeah, I can't use him in like certain game modes and stuff. But we're just testing him. We're here to test him, talk about him. Let you guys know my opinion on him, what we think about this champion. And so in this video, we are going to be breaking down all of Bishop's abilities, some of his best matchups, how to play him best, and just if he's good or not, and how to use him. So that's what this video is going to be about. This is Bishop 101, a champion guide on him. And I've never done a champion guide on a champion this early, but I've been playing around with him a lot. I've read through his abilities like at least 10 times. I've got the hang of him. I understand how he works. I was a little confused at first, but you know, we figured everything out. So man, let's just get into this man's abilities. First things first though, if you guys want to know his prestige, we'll get into that first. So as a 4-star at signature level 99, he has 4,578 prestige, which is good. That's a good prestige, right? And then as a 5-star, I'm 99% sure, because right now I'm pretty sure Rogue is the highest mutant prestige, and I don't know what he is at rank 4, but at rank 5-star, signature level 200, his prestige is 10,410, and that is insanely high prestige. I think Blade is like 10,450 or something like that. So his prestige is amazing, very good prestige. I'm pretty sure that's the best mutant prestige in the game, so I'm super hyped about that. And I'll tell you guys right now, I really like Bishop. I really like him. I'm probably going to be going for him in Arena. I do have some gripes about the character, of course, with everything. First thing, his synergies. I'm not the biggest fan of these synergies. First of all, just because they're not really with any like super good characters. Like maybe if there's Iceman in here, Archangel. What I was really hoping for actually was a Cable synergy, because Cable and Bishop have like a really a friendship in the comics, and they're in a lot of comics together. They do like time travel stuff together, like a whole bunch of stuff. When I was first reading up when Bishop was coming to the game, I was definitely thinking he's gonna have a synergy with Cable, but he doesn't. So I'm a little sad about that. It's just these synergies, they don't really. I'm not going to be using these. They don't make that big of a deal to me. Half of them are these energy conduit synergies. Not half, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are this. And basically it just gives Bishop, it starts to fight with 2 Prowess chargers, which are really easy to get. You don't really need to start with them. It's not that big of a deal. You need to start with a little bit of power, which again, and the power is also really easy to get. So it's not that big of a deal for these synergies. And then this one with Psylocke, this is kind of cool, but I'm not really going to be bringing in Psylocke when I'm using Bishop in most areas of the game. So I just don't find it that useful personally. But basically, opponents are petrified for 1 second after they feel a bar of power, reducing their regeneration and their power effectiveness by 70%. So that's cool. But again, it's with Psylocke. Like if it was with someone else, maybe I'd use it a bit more. But I don't know. I'm just not hyped about the synergies. The other thing I'm really not hyped about, my other gripe, is his base stats. So the base attack is a little bit, it's okay. I'm fine with the base attack. The base health pool is good, but the main problem is the crit rate, man. His base critical rating is 16%, and that is very much so on the low side. So there's ways to get off a lot of special attack damage, but the problem is if it's not critting, it's still just, it doesn't matter if you're getting a big attack increase. If it's not critting, it's still not going to be doing that much compared to other champions that don't get an attack increase, but they're hitting those high crits. So like, I think he needs like some. Hector suggested it. Me and him were talking about this. He's a great suggestion. Like how Blade has a critical boost on his specials. I think Bishop would really benefit from that. Or maybe just an overall base increase to his crit. It's just, I feel I agree with Hector, man. It's just low. So yeah, critical damage rating 150%. That's fine. That's okay. But just the main critical rating, that's my problem. The block efficiency 68%. That's pretty good. That's fine. yeah, so those are my main problems with Bishop, but let's get into the good stuff, man, because I really do like this character. I really do like him. Like I said, I'm probably going to be going for him in Arena as a 5-star, so that's going to be 3 days of my life dedicated to the game, so yeah, that means I really like this character, guys. So let's get into this. So let's start off with the signature ability, and so basically how Bishop works here is persistent power meter, and the first of his abilities. Basically, you guys know how like Morningstar can gain souls, Mephisto can gain souls. It's another type of thing like that with Bishop, but basically it's a lot simple. It's just whatever power he finishes with at the end of a fight, he carries it over to the next fight, which is awesome. I really like that. I really like that aspect. So at the very least, man, you're just going into the next fight with a little bit of power, or you can plan ahead and go in with a lot of power. And planning will pay off due to the signature ability. So basically, how much power you enter a fight with will give you a special bonus, either at the start of the fight or for the whole fight, depending on which bonus it is. So if you go into the fight with 0% power, so this is usually like your first fight in, if you have no synergies, just no power going into the fight, your special attacks will become unblockable if you have 10 prowess charges. And we'll get into those prowess charges eventually. With 1 bar of power, while you're blocking, you get stun immunity, and enemies lose 80% ability accuracy. So I could see certain scenarios where this could be useful. For the most part, I'm going to be using the next one, of trying to finish fights for this next one. So basically, the next one is if you finish a fight with 2 bars of power, and then go into the next fight with 2 bars of power, your special attacks, once you use them, 40% of the special damage dealt will be incinerated for 5 seconds, which is really cool. So you're getting some incinerate damage on top, so I think that's good, just to help the overall damage output of the character. So yeah, I like that. That's probably what I'm going to be going for. And then the special 3, man, this is what confused the crap out of me on this character, and I could not figure. I read through his abilities 3 times, could not figure this out. Start the fight with steady release active for 15 seconds, and you can read through these abilities, man. Pause, read through them. There's nothing about steady release in here, and I could not figure out what that was. But his special attack 1 is actually called steady release. But it took me a while to figure that out, because it doesn't say in the main abilities, but it says it here. So yeah, that's steady release. Basically what it does is you basically get a little energy, a little symbol on you, and basically 80% of the damage you're doing turns into energy damage, and you're only doing 20% basic attack damage. So your damage output is still the same, but you're just dealing it in a different way. And it's really cool. It could be really useful for certain scenarios, especially against like an Electro or like Thorns, where you don't want to be doing a lot of physical damage, but you still want to be doing damage. So if you have steady, steady release up, then you're going to still be doing the same damage output, but it'll be through energy, and you won't be taking like damage back from Thorns or Electro. So there's I like this champion because he has very unique utility for a lot of certain fights, which I really like. So yeah, I think that's really cool. So basically that's how that works for the special 3. It could be useful like going into an Electro fight, if you know you're fighting an Electro or something like that. Could be very useful. Okay, so next up, this is one of Bishop's best abilities, his energy resistance. So my next video on Bishop, or it might be before this one, I'm not sure how I want to upload these yet, but it's going to be really testing the energy resistance. So he gains 3,882.35 energy resistance on his own as a 4-star maxed out. So that's really cool. So this could be very useful in certain matchups, such as Magic. She's definitely the first one that comes to mind at Limbo. It's really cool how this interact works. So basically, energy attacks against Bishop generate 70% more power plus 1 stack of Prowess. So if you're fighting a Magic and she has Limbo up, you're going to be reducing that energy damage by a ton because of all your energy resistance. You're going to be gaining power, and you're going to be gaining Prowess while that Limbo is up. So it's really cool. And before we go any further, let me just explain to you guys what Prowess is. So basically, Prowess is a little thing, a little symbol that you get, little charges, right? And you can use them to get regen, or you can use them when you use special attacks to increase your special attack damage output. And Prowess also, every time you get them, you gain power. So yeah, so let's get back to this energy damage. So energy damage against Bishop has a 40% chance with each tick to generate 2% power, so that's the power you're going to be gaining. And 1 stack Prowess, no effect against the abilities tech champ. So yeah, Bishop ain't the best against tech champions here, but yeah, he's good against a lot of other champs, especially skill champs. He has a nice little boost against them, but we'll talk about that. So absorb the kinetic energy of well-timed blocks to generate 5% power plus 3 stacks of prowess. A lot of P's, man, a lot of P's. Prowess gained in this way doubles against skill champions and triples against energy-based special attacks. No effect against the effects of against tech champions. So again, it's not good against tech champs. But if you're so let's say you parry against a mutant champion, you get 3 prowess charges. And you also get power. Let's say you parry against the skill champion, you get 6 prowess charges. So that's sick, man. Really cool stuff there. So yeah, basically, you want to play very parry based with Bishop to gain a lot of these prowess charges. So yeah, man. So blocking, steadily consume prowess to regenerate health per prowess consumed. So yeah, if you want to regen, you have to have prowess. You just hold down block and then you start regenning. So it's 97.15 per prowess. With the recovery mastery, it's an extra 15%. So my Bishop was healing for about, I think it was like 113 per prowess charge consumed, something along those lines. And prowess is really easy to get, so I really like this regen interaction. And each prowess consumed has a 100% chance to purify 1 bleed debuff. So this is really cool. So Bishop can be used against bleed nodes. I can't bring him to war, so I can't really test it. But I'm like, I'd bet money that it'll work against that. And I've heard that it works against suicide mastery. So you start the fight with the double edge bleed on you. You get 1 prowess. You use it. You hold block. You regen from it, and boom, purifies the bleed right away. That's so sick. He could be used, I guess, for caltrops. It's just awesome, really awesome stuff, man. And so special attack. So this is when you use a special attack, it consumes every single prowess you have, and for each prowess you get you gain 10% special damage per stack consumed. This does max out, unfortunately, at 30. So the max you can get is a 300% special attack increase, which is still insane. But yeah, it does cap out at 30. For that ability, and you don't want to be sitting at 30 for too long because there's a downside to that, but we'll get to that in a sec. So let's talk about his special attacks now. So the special attack 1, again, the steady release. So this is going to be really good for fighting thorns, electros, stuff like that. So yeah, keep that in mind for those specific fights. So yeah, special 2. This is really good for damage output. And it may sound like you're going to need to go into a fight with power to do this, but you can actually get this special 2 off the extra damage at the start of the fight just regularly. So basically, you get plus 50% damage if activated in the first 12 seconds of the fight. So basically, how you get that is you just play very parry heavily based, because when you're parrying, you're gaining power because you're getting the prowess. So you just parry a lot and you're getting power like that, and you can get to an L2 in the first 12 seconds of the fight, and then you get a big attack increase. It's really cool stuff there. And then on the L3, plus 30% damage against enemies above 85% health or below 15% health. And then you get an increase of 70% damage against enemies with full health. So if you finish a fight with an L3, well, enough power for an L3, go into the next fight right away, use that L3, boom, that's an additional 70% damage. Really cool stuff. What you could also do is start a fight, you go in there, you have an L3, right? Start parrying, you get prowess. Now, use the L3, you get 70% damage, plus 10% for each prowess consumed. So you can just get a ton of special attack damage off, get that percent multiplier up a lot, which is really cool stuff, man. But again, that was my problem with the crit rate. You're getting all this damage, but if you're not critting, it's just lacking a little bit, but it's still really good stuff, still good damage. Now this is the last thing about Bishop here, and this is, you gotta be careful of this. This is the power overload, so keep in mind this when you're fighting with Bishop. You lose 80 health per second for each prowess above a stack of 30. So that's how I said you can get above 30, but you don't really want to. You want to cap out around 30 and then start putting them to use. Because if you're over 30, man, you're going to start taking this damage, and it's really bad. So you gotta be careful. So remember, you can get rid of all your prowess by using specials. And then another way to lose health is if Bishop stays at full power, so that's 3 full bars of power for more than 9 seconds, he overloads and loses on a 4-star 97 health per second until power is spent. So you just gotta use that special. If you see yourself start taking damage, just use that special, man. You don't want to be taking that damage. The longer he stays at full power, the faster health is lost. So you gotta be careful, man. Gotta be careful. And activate any special to expel stored energy and avoid unnecessary damage. So yeah, that's how that works, guys. Boom, bam. Don't wanna. You gotta be careful that overload. So yeah, guys, that was Bishop's full abilities. Let me know what you guys think of the character. If you have any additional questions about how he works, good matchups, let me know. I've been testing him a lot. This video was very long, but there was a lot to go over. So yeah, if you guys have any additional questions, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think of Bishop. If you're excited for this character, if you're hyped for him, if you're gonna grind for him in arena, if you're gonna buy some crystals, let me know, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy this video, this breakdown of all of his abilities. And hey, that prestige is nice. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be grinding him. So if you guys want to see like some big streams going for this guy, I'm thinking maybe a 24-hour stream. Grinding that 5-star arena, I don't know. It's gonna be sketchy, guys. We need a lot of points. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, this was the Content Creators Program. It will be lifted from my account. So thank you to Kabam for giving me this opportunity to talk about Bishop. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all have a good day. Peace out.